Hi again, YouTube. This is Big Apple. I get this same question a lot from a lot of people, so I thought it'd be just good to go ahead and sum it up in a video. So, first-time firearm buyers, anyone who says, "Oh, you know, I kind of grew up around guns," or "I've never shot a gun in my life, but I want to get one." The first thing I always ask them when they say, "Hey, what's the best one?" Always ask them, most important question: what is the purpose of the gun? What are you going to do with it? Because they're always very vague about that. They just say, "I want one." They don't specify. Okay, well, what's it going to be used for? I guess I'll go down the list here. Number one that they usually say is home defense, because there aren't a lot of people that conceal carry or keep in a car. But let's see. Okay, give you that. All right, so I think the best home defense weapon is a shotgun, personally. But if I lived in a larger area, I wouldn't hesitate to have some sort of carbine, like an AR or an AK, with the right ammunition, because some of that ammo can overpenetrate. It depends on what kind of ammo you use, but I still think it's decent. Or any pistol caliber carbine, because you're getting more power in the pistol caliber with a longer barrel, because you get more powder burn, so you get a higher muzzle velocity. So they do have their upsides. But I think for home defense purposes, my 12 gauge 870 right here, which is very basic. I don't know if you can see the entire thing here. Very basic, just 18-inch barrel, 4-round mag tube. If you want to get the 6-round mag tube, that works too. But I have that loaded up with some double-aught buck. I think this is Federal, no, Remington. Remington double-aught buck, and that's the best. And a lot of people will say, well, you know, I'd want to get one just to, you know, because you can't miss with the shotgun. There's no way to miss with the shotgun. You can definitely miss with the shotgun. The reason the shotguns are better is because the shot pattern is larger. It's not this small. This 9mm bullet's only going to make a 9mm hole. This 40 caliber bullet is only going to make a 40 caliber hole. This one, loaded with, I think that's 9 pellets. It's like 9 pellets, no, 15 pellets, okay. 15 pellets of, I think it's like a 36 caliber ball or something. There's 9 of them. So your shot pattern might be about this big, as opposed to only being this big. So that's the reason they're better, not because you can't miss with the shotgun, but because your chances of missing with a shotgun are a lot lower than your chances of missing with a handgun. Also, the fact that the shotgun is shoulder mounted, you have another point of contact with your body. The only contact you have with a handgun to your body is through your arms. Your arms are acting as the stock, basically. And if you're under stress and, you know, you're shaking, you're tense, whatever, your chances of missing are greater. That's just how it is. So if you have this shotgun on your shoulder, another point of contact, and also here, so that you got pretty much like 3 solid points of contact, right here on the grip, right here by the trigger, and on your shoulder. You just have a lot more control over it. It's just easier to do. The reason I suggest the pump is because anything that is manipulated by a person to operate, like a lever action, bolt action, pump style gun, whatever, they're just more reliable, period. I mean, even a revolver too, the fact that it rotates rotates the cylinder for you, it's just gonna be more reliable. You know, I could still stake my life to this Ruger SR9C because I've tested it. I know it's a reliable weapon, but I just know the shotgun's always going to be more reliable because I'm the one manipulating the action myself. Now, there's a caveat with that. You have to make sure that you manipulate it all the way forward, all the way back. So there's a caveat there. Also, I have listed here, I don't recommend a pistol grip shotgun. They were originally meant for breaching doors, not defending homes. People say, oh, well, you can get one with a shorter barrel if you get a pistol grip one. Okay, well, that's going to spread out your shot column quicker, so that might be good instead of having to get, you know, a short barrel shotgun permit and SBS for this one if it was below 18 inches. But 12 gauge packs a punch. Even if it was a pistol grip 20 gauge, this wasn't meant to be fired like a pistol. It just wasn't. It's made to go on your shoulder. This thing would probably break your entire face if you had it up using the sights like you would with one of these with a pistol grip shotgun. It would break the hell out of your face. It just packs too much. It's just better to have more control over the gun. You also, I didn't mention that either, with a pistol grip shotgun, you lose this contact point here. And so you only have 2 contact points. And I just don't recommend it. It was originally designed for breaching doors because it spreads out a lot of shot quickly, and the fact that it's pistol grip, it's very compact, so they could jam it up into a door and pull it and bust open the door, and that's why they were invented, not to defend homes. So I don't recommend a pistol grip shotgun ever. I also have here any AR-15 16 inch or lower. I don't have my 20 inch one on the table, but any compact AR like a 16 inch or maybe an SBR like a 14 or a 10 or 10 and a half, whatever, those would be decent. It just depends on what ammo you put in it. I would personally put some sort of, my personal opinion, I would put some sort of varmint round like Hornady VMAX or something of that sort, because it's designed to expand quickly. So it expands immediately once it hits the target. It dumps all that energy into the target, and there really isn't that much left over coming out the backside. So if you shot some Full Metal Jacket ammo, it's probably going to over-penetrate. It'll probably go through some walls and stuff, and it depends on where you live, but I never see that as a good thing in your home. Also have here, I said any full-size handgun. Also, people always say, oh, well, this gun weighs so much, that gun's so heavy, blah, 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 blah. Well, size and weight are not your enemy in a home defense pistol. It's just not, or pretty much any pistol really. This full-size steel frame Beretta 96 with the light on it is very heavy. This weighs probably more than a full-size 1911, but the weight is not a bad thing because my follow-up shots are quicker. Hold on, I'll actually list these all out here. Let me just go ahead and show. You have a longer barrel, so you get more velocity. You have a longer slide, so there's a longer sight radius, and that means you have better accuracy. There's more weight, so your follow-up shots are quicker. Longer rail, you have the ability to add accessories like my Streamlight on that one. You have a full grip, so there's greater control, and also full grip gives you a larger magazine capacity. It's just overall easier to handle. So my Beretta 96 here, it being as heavy as it is, it's already really heavy. It's got night sights on it. These might be a little dead. I should probably change them, but I have this light here, so that works well, and it also adds weight directly under the muzzle, so that also reduces muzzle rise. At the range, it's actually funner to shoot with this light on it because you don't get as much impulse directly into your hand. Also, I have this Metgar magazine, although it's designed for 9mm. I fit 13 rounds of 40 caliber in here. So 13 rounds of 40 caliber as opposed to like my single stack car, 6 rounds of 9mm. A full-size handgun that's heavy is not a bad thing. People always think it's a bad thing. It's just not. So that sums up home defense. So number 2, car gun. I said any full-size handgun is ideal if it'll stay in the car and not be carried. So my personal recommendation, like I have listed there, is a compact. This is my Ruger SR9C. It's one of my carry guns. You see this great white hat holster, which I also think is awesome. A little better than the Super Tuck because you can change out this piece. But staying off that topic, the SR9C is great because you can get the flush fit 10-round mag and keep it small. You don't get a full-size grip. You get I think it's like a 3.5-inch barrel. So it's not huge. But you also get full-size capability because it also comes with a 17-round magazine. So now you got 17 rounds, you have a full grip. It basically handles like a full-size one, except you have a little bit less weight because the slide's not as big and the sight radius is a little bit shorter. But I think that's the best for a car because it depends on what you're going to do with it. If you're going to carry it on you, like I carry this on me, the flush 10-round magazine is good because the 17 back here just kind of bites into my back when I'm sitting down, and I don't like that. But it still gives you the ability to use that full-size magazine. If you have a full-size gun and it's going to stay in the car, like I said it's ideal if it's going to not be carried because full-size guns are more pain in the ass to carry. So if your gun's going to stay in the car and not be carried again, weight and size are your friend, not your enemy. And I say I don't recommend a pistol grip shotgun here either. I just don't like them. I don't think they serve really any defensive purpose. They're for breaching doors. But say I wanted to keep this, in my truck with me, if I ever wanted to do that. Well, as long as I'm not going to carry this big heavy ass wide thing, I don't mind it. The follow-up shots are quicker, velocity's quicker, larger mag capacity, all the upsides that I said to a full-size gun. All those are still retained, just depends on whether or not you want to carry it. And if you want to carry full size, hey, I'm not going to stop you. And also my car CM9 here, the single stack, this would also be good to keep in a car because it's very easy to carry on you. I have this little pocket holster if I want to stick it in a jacket, and I don't have the other one here, but I have one that has a little clip, and it's a lot easier to take on and off than this one is. This one you basically have to undo your pants and almost flash the world to put on, but it's also a lot more comfortable because you have this big leather area touching your body rather than having a lot of the gun touching your body. So that one's a little bit better. But if you wanted to carry a subcompact in your car, that's not a bad idea either. So number 3, the big one a lot of people ask about is concealed carry. I said anything you can comfortably carry is a good CC gun. If you want to carry a full size, then you and you're loaded out often, that's fine. The problem with a full size handgun is typically it will eventually be left at home. Carrying a full-size handgun is heavy. I mean, I don't have any full-size polymer handguns here, but just imagine this is an M&P or an XD or a Glock. It's about these same dimensions. It's going to be heavier. You're going to be, oh man, I don't feel like lugging that big-ass thing around. I don't want to carry that heavy gun. Well, I mean, that's fine and dandy, but what was the purpose of you getting a concealed carry permit if you're not going to carry? If you want to carry often, if you're going to go and get permitted and pay the money and do all the crap like giving them your fingerprints and stuff, then make use of it. Carry often. That's why this one I carry so often. If I'm going to be wearing the same outfit for the whole day, like jeans or khakis or whatever, I don't mind putting this on me and keeping it on me all day because it's really comfortable. But if I'm going to be taking something on and off, I prefer to have this guy with me because, well, I don't have my other holster here again, but I have one with a little clip here, and it's a lot easier to attach on and off to your belt quickly, whereas this one takes a lot more work. So the smaller ones are just more comfortable. This heavy gun you will eventually leave at home and defeat the purpose of you even getting a permit. I know there are a lot of guys that carry 1911s and are happy with them, and that's fine, but I don't not carry a 1911 because I don't like carrying something in single action with the hammer back. I don't carry a 1911 because they're really heavy. And these guns are a lot lighter than a 1911. Polymer frame, short little subcompact. This is a lot lighter than a 1911, or this Beretta. On the other hand, that one's also very heavy. I have here compact. This one's easier to carry. The majority of compacts are still double stacked. So with the right holster, you can do it, and you can do it comfortably. That's why I talked about this SR9C. This holster makes it very comfortable. But if I had something like this, which I'm sure you saw in my older video from over a year ago, I said I had a DeSantis soft tuck for this gun. Well, I stopped using that thing because this little gun isn't very comfortable to get in a holster like this every time because I have so much of the gun pushing into me. I like being able to wrap it around here and only having this leather part touching me and maybe a little bit of the back with the magazine, but it doesn't bother me. So I think for a compact, you still want to have a good holster like this that's going to stay on you for a while. And then I also have subcompact, more specifically a single stack, like my car over here. The most important dimension for CC, and I will stress this because people always say, oh yeah, it's small, it's a Glock, it's small. The most important thing is width, and I have that bolded and red and italicized to make sure you know that that is the most important dimension. Let me do a little side-by-side comparison here. Okay, car CM9, I think it's less than an inch thick. Look how thin that thing is. So this is the part that's going to be in your waistband, that's going to be pulling your pants tighter, that's going to be up against you. Now let's look at my Beretta. Look how freaking wide that thing is. It's really wide, especially with these little safety levers. It is very wide. The grip is very wide because it has a double stack magazine. When you compare these side by side, you're like, oh my God, that car is a lot thinner. Absolutely. So I'm going to carry it more often because it's more comfortable. Even my Ruger here is thinner than the Beretta. Granted, it's still not super thin. It doesn't have all that extra crap hanging off, and the grip is also a lot thinner. You can see where it tapers right here, and it just weighs less. So there are a lot of things to consider for concealed carry. But when someone says, oh yeah, I'm going to go buy a baby Glock because they're small. Well, a baby Glock is small. The dimensions are similar to this. It may be a little bit longer and a little bit longer here, but it's so wide. I don't have a Glock to compare here, but it is very, very wide. And a wide gun is going to be uncomfortable, and you're not going to carry it that often. It's just how it is. So width is one of the most important dimensions for concealed carry, and I always tell people that. They always say, oh yeah, well this gun's really small. It's still a double stack magazine. So the trade-off I have here is a lower round count, but it's more comfortable and easier to carry. So yeah, it's a trade-off. I have this flush fit 6-round mag, so I can carry that 6+1, have 7 rounds at my disposal, and be very comfortable. For an up-close and personal situation, I'm probably not going to need 13 rounds of 40 or 18 rounds of 9mm. If it's an up-close and personal thing, of course, you're taught to shoot until the threat is stopped. Don't shoot to kill, you shoot to stop. But I think a swift dose of these are gold dots and some PDX1s and everything will do the job just fine. And also, any gun is better than no gun. If you have this single stack one on you and you're comfortable with it and everything is working out just fine, then who cares if you only have 7 or 8 rounds? You're still got a gun and you're not leaving a full-size gun at home. So to sum it up, I have my recommendation: carry different guns for different clothing types. That's why I have this white hat and this car. So if I want to carry something that I'm going to commit to all day, I'll carry this guy. If it's something that I want to take on and off, if I'm going to school or something, I want to carry that car CM9 over there. So hopefully I summed it up well for you guys here. If you have any more questions, let me know. And if you guys comment in and say, oh, well, what about revolvers? Revolvers are just about the same thing. If you're comfortable carrying a revolver, you can do it. It can be done. I probably recommend a 5-shot revolver because the cylinder will be smaller. But the same thing. Revolvers that are heavy, it's not necessarily a bad thing. If you have a 4-inch 357 for home defense, well, that 4-inch 357 all-steel monster is going to absorb that recoil, and you're slinging out a very powerful man-stopper. Just a lot of things to consider, but weight is not a bad thing. Weight is not a bad thing. I can't say that enough. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any more questions, comments, whatever, leave them in the section down there. And, yep, happy shooting.